All right. The bottling of soda water and mineral water in Piqua has been going on since about 1858 to 1860. Bernhard Pietz was the first one to do it. He was born in Münster, Germany on March 26, 1814, and he comes to the United States in 1837. Around 1853, he moved to Cincinnati and learned how to make mineral water and bottle it. In 1855, he moved to Piqua and started his own business. About 1867 or 68, he went in business with another gentleman named William Merton. The business only lasted for about 2 years, or the partnership did, and Bernhard went on to work again for himself. I want to try to explain to you guys where his bottling works was at. It's in a part of Piqua that no longer exists. Are you guys familiar with this house here? This is the first house on East Main Street in Shawnee.
That was part of, wasn't that supposed to have been part of the Underground Railroad?
I
thought there was one.
the Hillard house that I talked about before, that one was, yes. But this is the first house east, or west in the Shawnee side. Before the 1913 flood, there were actually 3 houses east of it. The blue line on there, everything east of the blue line was wiped out by the 1898 or the 1913 floods.
Ron, is that a house, that's the house you just showed, that's standing there in the corner?
Yeah, that's your brother-in-law's house.
Yes.
Yes. This green area here shows, this is where the bridge into Shawnee goes now.
Okay.
And it makes it split and it goes to both roads. This is where the bridge used to be. And this building right here is where Bernhard Pietz had his bottling works. And this was his home. This little street here was called Mill Street or River Street. And in some maps it's even called Water Street. But yeah, everything past the blue line is completely gone. And the red X shows that's about where the cannon sits now. This is a picture of the original bridge during the 1898 flood. It was a steel bridge and it had a walkway on both sides of it. This picture here, this picture here shows, this is also from the 1898 flood. This shows the Piqua side, the east side of or the west side of the river. The building here on the left is the Moose, what's now the Moose Hall. And on the right is the grain elevator that was burnt down a few years ago. But that's where the bridge went. It didn't line up like onto Wood Street like it does now. It went between those 2 buildings. This is another one from the 1898 flood showing the part of the bridge that got washed out. This picture is from the 1913 flood, and you can see the side of the house. I believe it's 115 East Main is the address of that house. But this shows the side of it. You can see everything on this side of it. There was 3 more homes there that were all just completely washed away during the flood, along with the bottling works. This is from the 1913 flood, and this is still the same bridge, they just fixed it. And this shows the back of the mill and the back of what is now the Little Mo's building. And then this is another picture showing the side of that 115 house. And the brick building that you see on the right is no longer there, but all the houses on that side of the road were completely washed out as well. And this is the side of that grocery store. And this is the area now. But the bottling works probably sat about where this picture was taken at. This is a 1880 Sanborn map showing the bottling works on the corner. And you can see where the home was at down there towards the bottom where it says 107. Bernhard Peets passed away in 1895, and he's buried in Forest Hill Cemetery in Section 1. He was, when he passed away, he was one of the oldest members of the Druid Order in the state of Ohio. And he has a very nice marker, and some of the marking in it is in German. About the last 2 years he was in business, he had another German immigrant named George Pfister joined him and helped him out. And Mr. Pfister took the bottling system over around 1885. He ran it for about 10 years out of the same location. He also lived there. There's not a lot of information I could find on him while he was in Piqua, but he would sell the bottling works and move to Troy, and he started the Trojan coal business in Troy. He was a harness maker, and him and his son were the owners of the Jewel Theater in Troy.
Leader of Mayflower, the family.
And then this talks a little bit of, this is a business review from 1890 talking about the bottling works. And it says that it's well established and that he has good quality equipment. And it also states that he is bottling beer for a C. Treaser. And some of you may know I did a brewing in Piqua program a couple of months ago. And I thought I got them all, but apparently he was bottling beer and I didn't know about it. So I'm learning something. This is another Sanborn map showing his bottling works in the same location. These are some examples of his bottles. The one is a seltzer bottle, and then the other two are the bottles that are up there. And, I found his obituary, and he's buried in Troy at the Troy Cemetery. Riverside, there we go. In 1894, George Pfister sold his bottling works to the Clee family from Dayton. John Clee was one of the oldest soda bottlers in the state, and he actually had was selling soda like on a bigger level than like most bottling works would only sell to their town or their county. Clee was selling to Cincinnati and Louisville and even as far as Toledo in the 1860s. These are some real early John Clee bottles from Dayton. But this ad here shows his Excelsior Ginger Ale. And this ad shows, like they were selling it in Cincinnati, for example. This is one of the bottles for the Excelsior Ginger Ale. They sold it from around 1870 to about 1895. John Clee sent his two sons, Alfred and Ollie Clee. Alfred was the older of the two and knew the bottling business very well. He got the business established and put his younger brother Ollie in charge of it. He went to Indianapolis and started another bottling works and got married. Well, while he was there, he got it established. Another one of his brothers took that bottling works over, and he moved to Piqua and took over the Piqua bottling works. Ollie Clee only ran it for about 4 or 5 years. This is an ad or business ad, I believe, from 1896 talking about, some of the stuff that they were making and how they were doing it there. And, something cool about Ollie Klee is, he had a son named Ollie Jr. And does anybody know, he played for the Reds.
One time,
Yeah.
one inning.
But Ollie Jr. was born here in Piqua in 1899, and he played one game for the Reds. I believe that the 1898 flood is what washed away the Piqua Bottling Works on the corner. I can find no records of it from 1898 to 1913 there being any buildings there. And in an 1899 directory, it says that the Piqua Bottling Works is at 201 East Main Street. And it's a really little building. And I don't know if it's a mistake because the old address was 201. So I don't know if they flipped the address or if they were really in this little building. But I believe that they got washed away and that they, for a year or two, did business out of this tiny building. It's no longer there neither. This is, it's right next to where the alley is, where the furniture factory is on East Main Street in Shawnee. In 1900 or 1901, Alfred Klee moved the bottling works to 115 South Main Street, which is actually today part of the Little Mo's building. You see the three buildings that are, the three brick buildings that are here together, they took and put a new front on the front of all three of those buildings, and they're still. This is a picture of them from the front. The building on the left is Frank Fox Sample House. It was a restaurant and a bar. It was one of the nicest bars in Piqua at the time. And on the right is the Piqua Bottling Works. This is an advertisement for Frank Fox. Can't see it.
It's very purple.
We'll have to come out at 9 o'clock at night next time, guys. I'm kidding.
Reserve every morning.
This is a picture of the front of Clock's sample room, probably taken about 1905 or 1910. Okay, this picture shows, go away, son. All right, this picture here shows the Clock Bar and the Piqua Bottling Works, and you can see the new Shawnee bridges there at that time. Now this next picture is the Little Mo's building in the exact same spot. And like I said, that's just a brick facade that's put on those buildings. This is the back of them this day. You can tell that it's two really old buildings, two completely separate foundations, and they just put that facade on. So that building's a lot older than it looks.
City owns the building now, right?
I believe so. The city, I think.
Or one of their entities.
This is the front of the bottling works around 1905. This is Alfred P. Klee standing in front, and the guy on the right is his assistant, J.J. Crawley. The sun is so horrible. This is the advertisement in the window, but it's funny because it shows that Ollie, it says O.C. Klee is in charge, but he's obviously still not in charge. I'm sorry about the sun, guys.
Oh, all right.
You guys can probably see these better than I, like, when I think it looks bad, it probably looks good. This is another picture of the front of the bottling works. This picture, I found this picture, actually, Sharon Watson found me this picture about 5 years ago at the Piqua Library. And I seen the picture, it's a postcard from 1911. And when I seen it, the first thing I seen was right in the middle of the picture, there's those pop crates. Can you guys see them? And then if you zoom in on them, you guys probably can't see it, but they say
Water.
Piqua Bottling Works, Mineral Soda Water, AP Cleve, Piqua, Ohio. They're very similar to this one, but they're different.
Oh, yours is closer.
But I looked at this picture and I studied this picture and I researched this Brunswick pool hall. I couldn't figure this place out, couldn't figure out where it was at. And last night, I was putting stuff together for this and I realized that real close on the window, you can see their last names, Cecil and Kopic. So I looked it up and they're at 413 Main Street, right next to your building, Mindy, right next to the Mercantile. That's where this picture is taken. Is that your building?
No, 413.
Yeah, we have other.
Around 1910, the Piqua Bottling Works also started making ice cream. A.P. Clee took in a helper, and his name was Paul Sproul. So Paul learned how to make soda and ice cream. They moved around 1912 to 210 to 218 Spring Street. The buildings are still there. They later became the Coca-Cola Bottling Works. This is an advertisement for Piqua Bottling Works. I found quite a few of these. I thought they were kind of cute.
Did you say the buildings are still there?
Yes. And then these ones talk about they had 12 different flavors of soda, a lemon, a sarsaparilla, a cream, red pop, Jersey cream, wine vina, ginger, lemon sour, orange cider, root beer, iron brew, and Clara Cola, or Celery Cola, and which was actually a celery soda. During the time, there was soda wars going on, and a lot of places had their colas patented. Coca-Cola was ripped off so many times, a lot of places wouldn't even make a regular cola, so they were trying to make a different kind of cola, and the celery cola was one that a lot of places tried, and
Genius.
Not here today.
Do you have any idea what Iron Brew was?
Iron Brew is a mineral water.
Okay. What about Wiener Vina?
Wiener Vina is it's great. It's a great, like, it's got like a almost winey but not. And there was another one that I had the name for. It might show up on another one of these, but it was also a mineral water. This is one of their advertisements that I found, and the one on the left is actually from the newspaper. The one on the right is AI. I don't really care for AI, but it made it look really pretty. I left the original bigger. This is another article talking about them making ice cream. And I found that that while Paul Sproul was there, he made this ice cream called Martica or Marpica. And it was a 3-layered ice cream that I can't find for sure, but maple and caramel were involved in it. It was a lot like a Neapolitan. And he patented it, and there was ice cream places selling it all across the country. And that's actually where Paul Sproul got his fame, or where he made his money, was off this Marpica ice cream, Martica. They changed the spelling of it. I don't know if the middle ingredient changed, and some things say they use Marpica flavoring. I can't find anything about it. In January the 1st, 1916, A.P. Clee had to sold the Piqua Bottling Works to Fred and Frank Lang. A.P. Clee lived at 303 Harrison Street, right next to what was the skating range. Yep, that's still there. This is A.P. Clee. He's buried in Dayton, and this is his monument and his obituary. In 1916, the Lang brothers took over, and they actually kept the name Piqua Bottling Works for about 1 year. And they got to a contract with, the first thing they did was they became the Piquality Bottling Works. And they were one of the first places to use the name Piquality. A lot of people think that Deckers is where Piquality started from, and it's actually not. Believe it or not, it's from another meat market. It started in about 1908 is where the word Piquality comes from, or the first place that I can find it. But so the Lang brothers started bottling the Piquality bottles, and that would have been their own sodas, orange pop, grape pop, a lot of the different ones that were on that same list that we had just seen. And these are some of their bottles. The first one there is their earliest one. It actually says Piqua Piquality Bottling Works. The second one says Piqua Coca-Cola Bottling Works. And then the third one has got the Indian with no registration, and the fourth is the Indian with the Piqua and registry. And then this is some of their other bottles. The brown bottle on the left, the amber, is actually the first Coke bottle that would have been used in Piqua to actually have Coca-Cola in it. And in 1919 is when they started bottling Coca-Cola in Piqua. In 1917, the Lang brothers bottled Whistle Soda for about a year or two. And then soon after they became Piqua Coca-Cola Bottling Works, they started doing Orange Crush and Lemon Crush, and they did it for about a year. This is a picture of the Piqua Coca-Cola Bottling Works when it was at the 210 to 218 Spring Street address.
What's there now?
They're all empty. I think Teddy Hardenbrook had a couple of them and had storage and stuff in them.
Okay, the second guy in, the first one's Fred, and the second one in is our grandfather, George D. Wilson.
Have you seen this picture before?
Oh,
We've got it.
we've got an original.
You have an original one.
Uh-huh.
Is it really clear?
Yeah,
Like you can see the people
Yeah.
and stuff in it?
yeah,
I would love to see an original.
We'll get you one. The advertisement for this that you have, we have the original for that too. And that is, I don't know who did the coloring, so I don't wanna hurt anybody's feelings, but the coloring ruined the picture. Our grandfather's in that one too. He's the one loading the truck. But I have several, and Scott has some of them too. Make contact with you, Will.
Who's the auctioneer around here?
Hagner?
I don't know, not Hagner, might be. Doesn't his family own that building now?
I don't think so. Who owns that building, Steve, on Spring Street? Do you know?
Ted Hardwick still owns the one.
Does he?
Yeah, 'cause Vern Quinter was on the corner, and it's now Lyman's.
That's old line.
Yeah.
Vern just passed away recently.
A few years ago, they found a bunch of the old Hutch bottle cases.
That's where that one came from.
Is that
They're
the
up in
building?
the storage or something like that, up in the attic or something, but
This is cool because it says A.P. Clee, Piqua Bottling Works, Piqua, Ohio. But it has a tag nailed to it that says, it's rough, but it says Piqua Coca-Cola Bottling Works. So this was something that they bought and they used it to some extent, or they probably wouldn't put a tag on it.
Which bottle are you pointing?
Oh, sorry, this wooden crate right here.
Oh,
The one that looks like it should be in the fire or in a river somewhere.
Is this the building the city might to buy, tear down for parking?
I heard parking lot rumor. I did hear that.
They'd like to, but
Yeah.
Now, that may have changed with things going on down there, but that was another idea.
Yeah.
When the parking were locked down.
Did you guys have trouble finding parking tonight? We don't need any downtown parking. Yeah. In 1921, the Coca-Cola bottling works in Piqua was bottling Orchard Ale, and it was like an apple, carbonated apple juice.
Are there any bottles around?
No, and I believe that this Orange Crush and the orange drinks and lemon drinks, I think they would have had a paper label on them because there's no bottles around. You never know. In 1933, the Lang brothers purchased the old Strand Theater. It was abandoned for several years, and over the next year, they remodeled it and refitted it to be one of the nicest bottling works in the state. This is a picture of it during its heyday.
It's where the Gentilly statue is.
Yeah, it's gone now.
And this picture is 1940 something, maybe?
This is an advertising gimmick they had, a truck that had these huge king-size bottles on it.
Can you read the name on the driver's side of the truck there?
I don't know, this one doesn't have a name on it. A couple of the other ones that I've got do have. And then, here's another one with the gentleman with the motorcycle.
Can't see, is there a driver?
Wonder what you.
There's no driver in the truck in this picture.
It's hard to tell, but.
It's truck number 8.
There's something on
And
the
then,
top.
this is one of their delivery trucks, also parked outside of the bottling works.
Now, the names, the guys, the delivery drivers' names were always on the driver's side.
Driver's side. Yeah, I got at least one that I know. This one don't look like it's marked. It might be a brand, it might be brand new trucks, and that might be why they're taking pictures of it.
Yeah,
Because there's, where I found these at, there's several pictures of each of them. And then,
okay, that's the picture, that's our grandfather. Now, in the original picture there, we can see, we were looking at the advertisement for this thing tonight, and you couldn't tell who it was, but that's our grandfather, George D. Wilson.
nice, yeah, he was in all the flyers.
Well, he went to work 3 months after after Lamb's got the franchise, and he worked for them, but he was out in a Coke truck when he had a heart attack that he passed away from. But that's what the trucks were back in Grandpa's day. The doors slid open, they were full, but they weren't the push up or, like they were the big bay trucks that they drove later.
Yeah.
That could easily have been Grandpa's truck, too, because I can't see.
And then I think the next picture is gonna be, this is another delivery truck, and this one has a big
I remember the
cooler on the back that they're about to drop off somewhere.
Do you remember?
That's what we needed in here for all that pop, was we needed one in the cooler. I tried to find one, but I didn't get lucky. And then, this is a picture of one of the delivery drivers. This is Kenneth Packman.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he worked there for quite a while too, because I found some other records of him working there. And both of these are the same truck.
Almost looks like the guy that was on the motorcycle.
I know he was involved in a lawsuit. Something happened where crates fell off of a truck or something and hit somebody, and he was the driver. It wasn't his fault at all. And it was a big long
Well, you
Is
saw in the other pictures how they stacked them up on top too.
Yeah.
They put, the full ones are up there too initially, and then they would put the empty ones up there as they were pulling them off, but I don't see any way they stayed up there.
There was nothing on it.
I mean,
The right side now, is that the same guy?
I'm pretty sure it's the same truck. It's a little kid hanging on it, and I'm pretty sure it's truck 13 on both.
Yep.
It is.
Truck 13.
13 was the bullet.
I'm pretty sure that they're both the same truck. 5 cents. Here's a picture of a Coke truck that got wrecked.
That would have been Uncle Joe.
This is actually parked behind the buildings on Spring Street.
no, He rolled one of the big trucks.
Yeah.
I got a picture of
He
that.
was the only one that ever Wilson that ever got fired from the coach plant, was he rolled 2 in the trucks.
And then here's a few pictures from inside.
Okay.
I don't have a picture of it on here, but I found a plaque off the bottle washing machine that was in there. And when it was built, it says that it was like the most state-of-the-art bottling washing machine in the state. And it had a big plaque going with it.
Got a picture of Fred's office by any chance? He
Um,
had a cigar store Indian in there that when kids used to play with when we were
I
little.
might have one over there, but I don't have one on the slideshow.
But it was on the High Street side. His office was the big window on the High Street side, but then across from what's now the newer Linens. It was in that area.
And then this is a display at a grocery store. And I'm sure that this was with a lot of these other like Piqua pictures, so I'm sure that this was a Piqua, from Piqua bottling. Probably from the mid-50s or early 60s. This is a picture of the building. This is 1976. You can tell because the fort they got built over there for the bicentennial.
Yeah.
The one on the right, sure bells.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Went all the way from High to Ash.
Yep.
Yeah, look how long.
And both of those buildings were built right in the old canal bay. And this is another picture of it right before they demolished it.
And that,
What, 76, and so then they were getting ready to,
76 or 77 is when it got tore down.
oh,
yeah, that's Fred's office on the right side of that white garage door, yeah.
that would have been in my time, but I don't remember knowing it.
Yeah, because they tore it down for the last 10 years.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Another newspaper article about it.
We know more like that.
I remember when they did
Yeah, there's a lot.
This is a Sanborn map from around 1930, and here you can see the Lang Products Company, which was originally the Lang Brewery, and right across the street on Spring Street, it's not pictured there, that's where the original bottling works was at. But I have this up here because I found that Fred and Frank lived right here on East High Street for quite a long time, and Frank lived at 217, the gray or tannish house that's in the middle of this picture. And Fred lived here at 208. They lived right across the street from each other. And the bottling works was right there. And they are both buried in Section A at Forest Hill Cemetery. I drove by it 100 times and never even noticed it. Andrew Erb. Andrew Erb was born in 1836 in France. He came to the United States in 1855 and he was a cooper by trade. He was also a member of the Druids. His bottling works actually was at his home at 325 West North Street in the garage out back. And the garage is still there and it's been added onto, and there's actually a house built right next to it also in the spare part of the lot. I bet there's a lot of these bottles in that yard. And this is a picture of the house. It's the white one there in the middle. And them bottles right there, those are the most rare Piqua bottle that there is. Has anybody ever seen one?
Speaking of bottles, when I was a younger kid, I went down to the, Coke bottling thing. We went in there and I said, come on in, look around. We were watching and what drove me nuts. They sorted bottles. They put the Coke bottles in, they don't get clean. if it was a Pepsi or something else, crash.
Especially that.
That's what I remember about it, and that's why I came tonight.
We didn't even say that word in our homes.
My uncle,
Where's the
the
location?
one we said, what, record, coke he came out, he came back home, he'd been drinking with his buddy. He came back home,
325
Put
West
a Pepsi
Wood
bottle in the refrigerator in his back porch.
Yeah,
Grandpa got up,
this picture's only a couple
went
days
out
old.
there, he did something, he found that bottle, he threw it out over the grill.
I'd say it's still there.
He said, don't you ever bring another Pepsi product into this house again. Coke pays the bills around here.
Yeah. 1895, there was a gentleman that was killed in a bar. He was hit over the head with a beer bottle. And Andrew Herb was took into court, and he said that he's in the bottling business, and he doesn't know how many bottles he handles a year, but 20 to 50 dozen a day. And he says that some bottles are heavier than others. And basically, they're just trying to judge that if a beer bottle was enough to kill somebody. And then the other guy that was testifying, he said that some bottles break much easier than others, and that they don't break so easy when they're empty. The guy was found guilty for hitting the guy over the head with the beer bottle. Also, about 1895, Andrew Erb's team of horses and wagon got loose on Main Street and ran into a grocery cart.
Yeah.
No damage.
No damage was done, but they all got frightened. And then, this is Andrew Erb's obituary, and I was able to find his grave is not marked on findagrave.com, but I was able to find it in Piqua. It's in section 4, right on the corner.
You could add it to find a grave.
I could. I got too many things to do. There's people that find, that's what they do, is find a grave, and I let them do it. I find a lot of them, and I'm like, I'm gonna put it on there, but I never do. This is interesting. The Harvey Bottling Works, was in business for about 6 months, from the end of 1899 and early 1900. They were in the old Kaiser Brewery, which was located across the street from the Spring Street School in the old elevator building. It's where the brewery was originally at. And it's weird, they were only in business, and it seems to be one of the most common pickle bottles that I find is this Harvey Bottling Works bottle. And I found at least 3 of them. Yeah. Knee-High Bottling Works. Knee-High soda was really popular in the 40s and the 60s. And they actually had a bottling works here in Piqua for 2 years. And it was located at 1027 Washington Avenue in the old sanitary dairy building.
Sanders, yeah.
And Stanton before that.
Sanders,
The building was built about 1927 for the sanitary dairy.
Is that where Sanders is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanton was there.
If it was a dairy that started with an S, it was there.
And then
Yeah, but then later on in the. Sanders Dairy, and if you went to 4th of July, you could get ice cream.
Yeah.
But if you still have a sanitary, it didn't be Sanders Dairy later on.
Their bottle is a very, very rare bottle. I only know of 2 of them that exist. And I was lucky enough that Jeff was able to bring one in. And the other one, you can see it anytime. It's at Bits and Pieces. Tommy's got it. Knee-High Bottling Works. Tommy's got a nice pop bottle collection down there too. If you've never been, I'm sure everybody's been. There was actually a Pepsi. It was not a bottling works. It was just a distributing company. Hunt Brothers, or Hunt Beverage Company. They were in business for quite a while, and the building's still there. little hair salon now on Ash Street, 300 block of Ash, East Ash. And then here's a couple advertisement for hunts. The one's Season's Greetings is from 1948. And then this is a picture of the Troy Chero Cola Company. So in 1916, when the Lang brothers purchased the Piqua Bottling Works, Paul Sproul was was second in charge there. He was almost a partner, and he was from Piqua, and he wanted to bottle in Piqua. Well, he knew he couldn't compete with the Lang brothers, so he continued to live in Piqua, and he made a soda in Troy, the Sproul Soda Company, and they were actually in business up until the 60s. He actually lived on Roosevelt in this little house behind One More, and he was actually a pretty wealthy man, and this house might have been a lot nicer in his day. He is also buried in Forest Hill, and what's crazy is there's supposed to be one more slide. If you go to Forest Hill, from that pillar to like where Shane's at there, Paul Sproul's there and the Langs are right there. And that was the history of soda bottling in Piqua, Ohio. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't have a question, but I was told, I don't know if anybody told Scott Hinch that was here, a relative of his, and Mr. Hinch told me this himself, that I believe it was a cousin in Indiana is the one that created what we now know as the Coke bottle with the
hobble skirt.
yes, Scott told me, you know.
It was supposed to resemble the shape, the figure of a woman.
Yes.
Of a fine
Yes.
woman.
And at one point, and he also told me that this cousin got 5 cents off of every one of those bottles from Coca-Cola.
Is that when they used to put the cocaine in it too?
They used to have cans
It
of
wasn't
on top
cocaine,
of
it was Coca.
on the second floor of the Coke.
Of a
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We took baton lessons up there and scouts
Oh,
and.
yeah. That was the favorite Girl Scout troop.
And Girl Scout meetings up there.
Well, thank everybody for coming out, and look forward to seeing you. It'll be probably the 3rd Wednesday of June when we'll meet again, and we'll be talking about the Miami-Erie Canal through the heart of Piqua.
This is the second Wednesday, so you're changing it to the
Is
third?
it the second?
Today is the second.
Yeah.
Ryan's got the third Wednesday.
All right, we'll do it on the 2nd Wednesday then. And one more thing before we go. Since we're a club and we're going to be a club, we got to have a leader. We got to have a good, strong leader. I can't do it. So I'm not going to nominate a leader, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away and I'm going to nominate Steve Schmidlapp to be the nominating committee for our president.
Let's just make Steve.
We just had back here and, so, I will make a nomination and someone needs to make a motion, we'll second and carry it, but Dave Gillette sounds good to me.
I second it. Dave Gillette's now the president.